Our planet is a place of incredible power and constant change. Nowhere is this more evident than in the fiery mountains that rise from the Earth's crust, volcanoes. These awe-inspiring giants are both beautiful and terrifying, shaping the world in ways both subtle and dramatic. Deep beneath our feet, the Earth is a hot, molten world. Temperatures soar to thousands of degrees, melting rock into a glowing liquid state called magma. This churning sea of molten rock is constantly in motion, driven by the immense heat from the planet's core. It's a hidden realm, invisible to us, yet it holds the power to transform the surface above. Sometimes this intense heat and pressure escape to the surface. This is how a volcano is born. When magma finds a weak spot in the Earth's crust, it forces its way upward, breaking through with explosive force. The result is a spectacular eruption, sending ash, gas, and molten rock high into the sky. Volcanoes are not just mountains, they are direct connections to the fiery heart of our world. Their craters and vents are windows into the planet's inner workings, revealing the raw energy that lies beneath. At night, the glow of molten lava can light up the sky, a reminder of the incredible forces at play. For centuries, humans have lived in their shadows, drawn by the fertile soils but wary of their unpredictable strength. Volcanic ash enriches the land, making it ideal for farming. Entire communities have thrived on these slopes, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of the volcano. Yet, the threat of sudden eruptions is always present, a reminder of nature's dual nature, both nurturing and destructive. Volcanoes shape landscapes and influence life itself, found everywhere from Antarctica to the ocean floor. Some rise as solitary peaks in remote regions, while others form chains that stretch for hundreds of miles. Underwater, volcanic vents create new land and support unique ecosystems, teeming with life that thrives in extreme conditions. Even in the coldest places on Earth, volcanoes remind us of the planet's restless energy. Over time, volcanic eruptions have left behind remarkable features: towering calderas, vast lava fields, and glassy obsidian flows. These ancient remnants tell the story of Earth's violent past and provide clues to the forces that continue to shape our world. Some erupt frequently, others lie dormant for centuries, but a sleeping volcano is never truly gone. Even after centuries of silence, a volcano can awaken with little warning, reminding us that the Earth is always alive beneath our feet. Over time, dormant volcanoes may become lush and green, their slopes covered in forests and meadows, but the potential for eruption remains. These wonders are created by the movement of tectonic plates, where magma pushes upward through cracks. The shifting of these massive plates not only forms volcanoes but also causes earthquakes and builds mountains. It's a process that has been shaping the planet for billions of years, and it continues today, often unseen but always powerful. When magma reaches the surface, it becomes lava, and an eruption occurs. The lava flows down the mountainside, destroying everything in its path, but also creating new land as it cools and hardens. Ash clouds can travel for miles, affecting air travel and even changing the climate for years to come. The type of eruption depends on magma thickness and trapped gases, leading to a wide range of volcanic behaviors. Some eruptions are slow and steady, with lava oozing gently from the crater. Others are violent and explosive, sending rocks and ash high into the atmosphere. Each volcano has its own personality, shaped by the unique conditions beneath the surface. Understanding volcanoes is crucial for millions who live nearby. They are both creators and destroyers. Cities and towns must be prepared for the possibility of eruptions, with evacuation plans and monitoring systems in place. Scientists work tirelessly to predict eruptions and keep people safe, but the power of a volcano can never be fully controlled. Learning about their behavior and respecting their power is essential for living alongside these magnificent, dangerous features. By studying volcanoes, we gain insight into the forces that shape our planet, and discover ways to coexist with these fiery mountains, harnessing their benefits while minimizing their risks. In the heart of the Philippines lies Negros Island, a place where nature's beauty and raw power exist side by side. This island, the fourth largest in the country, is a tapestry of rolling hills, dense forests, and sprawling coastlines, all shaped by the forces of the Earth over millions of years. Negros is not just a geographical location, it's a living, breathing landscape, home to over 4 million people whose lives are deeply intertwined with the land and its rhythms. Across its lush fields and vibrant communities, generations have farmed the rich volcanic soil, growing sugarcane, rice, and corn. The land's fertility is legendary, drawing settlers and shaping the island's culture and economy. Here, daily life unfolds, in the shadow of something much larger, a force that both nurtures and threatens. Towering above everything is Kanlaon Volcano, a majestic and sometimes menacing presence. It's the highest peak in the Visayas, rising over 2,400 meters, and it dominates the horizon for miles around. Kanlaon is not just a mountain, it's a living volcano, one of the most active in the Philippines, and its moods shape the lives of everyone nearby. Kanlaon is a classic stratovolcano, tall, conical, and built by countless eruptions over thousands of years. Its steep slopes are layered with hardened lava, ash, and pyroclastic flows, each telling a story of past eruptions. The volcano is known for its explosive outbursts, which can send ash high into the sky and reshape the land in moments. For many years, Kanlaon appeared peaceful, with only gentle plumes of steam rising from its crater. To the untrained eye, it seemed dormant, a sleeping giant resting quietly. But beneath the surface, immense forces were always at work, slowly building pressure and preparing for the next chapter in the volcano's story. Life flourished on its fertile slopes, farmers tended their crops, children played in the fields, and communities thrived, all while respecting the mountain's unpredictable nature. Local legends and folklore are filled with tales of Kanlaon's dual personality, both a giver of life and a bringer of destruction. The volcano is woven into the identity of Negros, inspiring awe and caution in equal measure. Even during times of calm, scientists and volcanologists remained vigilant. They understood that Kanlaon's silence was never permanent, and that the mountain's history was marked by sudden, sometimes violent awakenings. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, maintains a network of sensors around Kanlaon. These instruments constantly measure earthquakes, ground deformation and volcanic gases, providing early warning signs of unrest. The data they collect is crucial for protecting the people living in the volcano's shadow. This constant vigilance is essential. With Kanlaon, the question is never if it will erupt, but when. The volcano's history is a reminder that nature's power is always present, just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to break free. The long period of quiet was only the calm before the storm, a slow, invisible buildup of pressure deep within the earth. As clouds gather and gas plumes rise, the signs of unrest become impossible to ignore. For the people of Negros, living in the shadow of Kanlaon means never forgetting the mountain's power. It is a sleeping giant, one that commands respect, shapes destinies, and reminds everyone that life here has always lived on the edge of the extraordinary. The day of the eruption began like any other on Negros Island. Early morning sunlight filtered through the trees, casting a golden glow over the quiet villages nestled at the foot of Kanlaon Volcano. People went about their daily routines, unaware that beneath their feet, the earth was preparing for a dramatic transformation. But deep inside Kanlaon, immense pressure had been building for years, as molten rock and superheated gases accumulated in hidden chambers. The volcano, which had appeared so calm and serene, was in fact a ticking time bomb. The ground trembled ever so slightly, unnoticed by most, as the forces of nature gathered strength. Without warning, the sleeping giant roared back to life. In a matter of seconds, the tranquility of the morning was shattered by a deafening explosion that echoed for miles. A powerful explosion tore through the summit crater, a sudden, violent awakening that sent shock and fear rippling through the Munubay. The Sendan Triticmunitabal was Sendan Doip Suburban Quar Stum, and the force of the blast hurled rocks, ash, and steam high into the sky, painting the horizon with a menacing plume. This was a phreatic explosion, an eruption driven not by fresh lava, but by the intense heat of magma, turning groundwater instantly to steam. The pressure built up until it could no longer be contained, and the result was a violent burst that blasted through the rock above, sending debris raining down on the slopes. Phreatic eruptions are especially dangerous because they can happen with little or no warning. There are often no clear signs, no rumbling, no visible lava, just a sudden explosive release of energy. For those living nearby, the lack of warning makes these eruptions particularly terrifying and deadly. The initial blast was a forceful announcement of the volcano's return. Ash and steam shot skyward, forming a towering column that could be seen from miles away. The air filled with the acrid smell of sulfur, and the sky began to darken as ash drifted down over the landscape. A deep, rumbling roar echoed across the landscape, shaking windows and rattling nerves. The ground vibrated beneath people's feet, a stark reminder of the immense power hidden within the earth. Animals scattered in panic and people rushed outside, searching the sky for answers. People saw a massive, dark cloud billow from the summit. The peaceful mountain transformed in an instant into a scene of chaos and awe. The once familiar landscape was now dominated by a churning, menacing cloud of ash and debris, obscuring the sun and casting a shadow over the villages below. The explosion sent a shockwave through the air and ground, shattering the calm and alerting everyone nearby. Windows rattled, doors shook, and the sound of the blast reverberated through the valleys, leaving no doubt that something extraordinary was happening. Kanlaon was wide awake, and its powerful display was just beginning. The eruption marked the start of a new chapter for the island, one filled with uncertainty, fear, and the raw, unpredictable force of nature unleashed. After the explosion, a spectacular sight unfolded. A massive column of ash and gas surged skyward from Kanlaon's crater. This was no wisp of smoke, but a dense, dark plume rising with incredible speed. The ash column soared over 6,500 feet into the atmosphere, taller than 4 skyscrapers, stacked together. The scale of the ash cloud revealed the eruption's immense power. Volcanic ash is made of tiny, sharp particles, pulverized mountain, not soft fireplace ash. As the plume rose, winds carried it away, threatening communities downwind with ashfall. The site was a clear warning, a significant eruption was underway. For residents, the beautiful mountain had become a source of immediate danger. The dark cloud signaled that life was about to change dramatically. As the ash plume drifted, the next phase began. Ashfall. Fine, heavy particles blanketed the landscape, transforming vibrant green into a monochrome world. Ash covered everything: roofs, trees, crops, and roads, like a gray snowstorm. The air grew thick and hard to breathe, filled with the acrid smell of sulfur. Stepping outside required masks to protect lungs from the sharp particles. The weight of ash threatened to collapse roofs and smother crops, especially if rain turned it to sludge. Roads became slippery, visibility dropped, and flights were cancelled due to the abrasive ash. The immediate aftermath was chaos and confusion as people and authorities scrambled to respond. The world outside had become strange and threatening, and the crisis was only beginning. The eruption's impact was immediate for thousands living nearby. Authorities issued evacuation orders for communities in danger zones. Families grabbed essentials and left their homes, faces filled with worry. Evacuation centers offered shelter, but conditions were crowded, and resources stretched thin. Health officials distributed masks and urged people to stay indoors to avoid respiratory problems from the ash. Water sources became contaminated, adding to the public health challenge. Economic activity halted. Fields were buried. Crops ruined. Businesses closed. The eruption's human toll was not just physical safety, but the long road to recovery ahead. The sense of community was strong, but uncertainty about the future loomed over everyone. Kanlaon's eruption devastated the natural environment as well as human life. Forests on the volcano's slopes were smothered in ash, blocking sunlight and suffocating plants. Smaller plants and undergrowth vanished under the gray shroud. Animals struggled. Ash contaminated food and water, and birds were especially vulnerable to the toxic air. Many creatures perished or fled, disrupting the entire food chain. Rivers and streams turned to muddy torrents as ash washed in, killing fish and altering water chemistry. Lahars, mudflows of ash and water, buried riverbeds and destroyed aquatic habitats. Yet, volcanic eruptions are also a process of renewal. The ash, rich in minerals, will eventually create fertile soil for new growth. Over time, the forest will return, often more vibrant than before. The eruption is both a catastrophe and the beginning of a new ecological cycle. Kanlaon's eruption is part of a much larger story. The Philippines sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire. This region is the most geologically active on Earth, home to most of the world's volcanoes and earthquakes. The country's landscape and culture have been shaped by this intense activity for generations. Tectonic plates collide beneath the Philippines, creating magma that feeds over 20 active volcanoes. Other famous volcanoes include Mayon and Taal, and the 1991 Pinatubo eruption affected the global climate. Living in the Ring of Fire means constant vigilance, but also resilience and preparedness. Volcanic activity has provided fertile land and stunning scenery, but also ever-present risk. The eruption of Kanlaon is a reminder of the dynamic forces shaping the nation. Filipinos have learned to respect and adapt to the power of the earth. In the face of such power, science is our best defense. The Kanlaon eruption highlights the importance of volcano monitoring. Teams of scientists use seismometers, GPS, and gas sensors to detect signs of unrest. Data is analyzed in real time, and alert levels are raised or lowered to warn the public. These systems guide decisions on evacuations and safety measures. Kanlaon was already at a heightened alert level before the eruption, showing the value of constant vigilance. While eruptions can be unpredictable, monitoring saves lives and helps communities prepare. The event is a powerful lesson in the value of scientific research. By listening to the Earth, we can better coexist with its most unpredictable forces.